Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Flow with Flip. Getting ready for the weekend, we are going to do a nice vinyasa sequence that's going to touch on the whole body and have you feeling loose and limber and ready for the rest of your day. I invite you to start your practice in a sukhasana position, which is this cross-legged seated posture. Bring your hands to your knees and begin to dial in. Dial into your breath. Begin inhaling and exhaling through your nose. During the inhale, fill up the belly, then the ribs, then the chest. And you will notice how much deeper your inhale can be, providing a lot more oxygen to the body. Exhaling all through the nose, nice and smooth, nice and even. This is known as three-part breath. This breath helps with digestion and it helps you relax. It also relieves stress and anxiety. Lengthen in the spine and drop your shoulders away from your ears, creating space in the neck. At this moment, I invite you to set some intentions or set an intention for your practice today. It can be strengthening, it can be flexibility, or it could be mental peace. Bring your hands to heart center and let's have a collective Om. Now the Om should start off with your mouth as wide as possible and end with vibrations coming from the M. Inhale deep. Slowly open the windows of your eyes. And welcome to today's practice. If I can invite Chico to move out of the way. I invite you to make your way onto all fours, stacking your shoulders over your elbows and your elbows over your wrists. Fingers spread wide. Keep a micro bend in the elbows and rotate your tricep externally so that the eye of your elbow is pointed forward. Knees should be hip width distance, and you should have the tops of your feet pressed against the mat. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, creating length in the neck. Lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of your head. Tabletop pose. From this moment on, we will be practicing Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is also known as victory breath or ocean sounding breath. The breath should sound like a whisper coming in and out of your nose evenly. As you inhale, shift the gaze forward, drop your belly, and this is cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, push against the mat. Shift your gaze towards your navel. Cat pose. Inhale, cow. Avoid dumping in the lower back here. Exhale. Push your hands away from the mat and round the spine for a cat pose. This is what they refer to as the cat cows. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Move your hands slightly forward. Roll your toes over. And lift your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Bend the knees here if necessary to keep a long line of energy from the crown to your tailbone. This is the first downward dog of the day, so you're welcome to walk it out. Dial in that Ujjayi breath, nice deep inhales and exhales. Begin to slowly inch your hands to the back of the mat, eventually meeting your toes. Bend your knees, round your spine, and slowly start to articulate vertebra by vertebra as you rise up. Eventually, bringing your shoulders back. And slowly start to walk forward, being present with every step. When you reach the top of your mat, you have the option of having your toes together and your heels slightly spread apart, or the outside edges of your foot parallel to each other at hip width distance. Either or. While focusing on the Ujjayi breath, we're going to make our way into a mountain pose. Engage the calves, micro bend in the knees, engage the hamstrings, thighs, glutes. Bring the tailbone forward. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and your palms face forward as if holding two heavy buckets of paint. Extend the crown of your head towards the sky. Mountain pose. Inhale, raise the arms up. Activate the arms and still draw the shoulders down away from your ears. Imagine that you're holding a ball of energy in between both of your hands. upward salute. Exhale, hinging at the hip, swan dive forward for a forward fold. Welcome to bend the knees in this posture as we're looking for a long line through the back. Welcome to grab onto your shoulders, sway side to side, wiggle a little bit. Place your hands on your shin, extend your arms, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and micro bend in the middle back. Gaze towards the earth, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands on the outsides of your feet, step the left foot back, step the right foot back. Plank pose. Important to not dump in the lower back and tuck the pelvis forward. Exhale, lower down to halfway to a chaturanga. Inhale, rise up, upward facing dog. Avoid letting the heels splay out. Knees should be off the earth, legs engaged. Drop the knees, roll the toes, and push the hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Hinging at the hips, rise up, returning to a mountain pose. That was Surya Namaskar A, also known as sun salutations. We will now go through Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, raise the arms, bend the knees, and lower the hips for a chair pose. Knees should be pointed over the second toe. Long line of energy. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Extend the arms, creating an L with your body. Halfway lift. Micro bend in the knees. Exhale, hands on the mat. Lightly step or float back into chaturanga. Inhale, rise up, upward facing dog. Exhale, drop knees, roll the toes. Push the hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, raise the right leg, bring it through your hands. Drop the left heel with the hips pointed forward. Hinge at the hip up. Aim to have the front knee at 90 degrees and to root down on the outside edge of your back foot. Lift the hands up for a warrior one. Exhale. Place the hands on the mat. Bring the right foot back. Lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, roll over the toes. Activate the legs. Upward facing dog. Exhale, drop the knees. Roll the toes. And push up and back for a downward facing dog. Dial back into that ujjayi breath. Inhale, raise the left leg. Bring it between your hands. Drop the right heel. And rise up for a warrior one. Front knee at 90 degrees. Back right foot pointed towards the top right corner of your mat. Grab the hips, pull the left hip back and push the right hip forward. Bring the hands up, warrior one. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the mat. Step the left foot back. Lower halfway down to chaturanga. Inhale, roll over the toes to an upward facing dog. Avoid dumping in the lower back here. Exhale, drop the knees, roll the toes and push the hips up and back as if a harness were pulling your hips up towards the sky. Still, shoulders drawn away from the ears. Straight spine, straight line of energy. That audible ujjayi breath, tap back into it. At the bottom of your next exhale, bend your knees, shift your gaze forward, and lightly step or float to the front of your mat. Hands on the shins, inhale, extend for a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, drop the hips, raise the arms. Chair pose. Rotate the pinkies inward. And balance on the four corners of your feet for Padabandha. Exhale, hands to your side. Return to a mountain pose. That was Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutations B. Surya A and Surya B together comprise of the Sun Salutations and are a great way to start your morning. It's a great sequence to get the blood flowing, to get new oxygen into your body, and to give you energy. Bring the hands to heart center for a samastitihi. And bring the right foot back. For a runner's lunge. And you can place the right knee on the earth and the top of your right foot. And place your hands outside of your left foot, splitting your left foot. And you could be on your back toes. And raise up, keeping your front knee at 90 degrees and keeping your torso perpendicular to the earth. Rotate the right foot so that it points towards the right edge, the right side of your mat. Root down on the outside edge of your right foot and melt lower into that front knee at 90 degrees for a warrior two. Arms out at the side. Gaze over the left middle finger. Tap back into that Ujjayi breath. Rainbow over, placing the left elbow on the left thigh. And reaching over, shifting your gaze over to your right hand. Rainbow over and place your right hand on your right hamstring. And shift your gaze over to your left hand. Again, Ujjayi breath. Rainbow back over and place your left hand on the mat. And raise your right arm towards the sky, shifting your gaze towards your right hand. Rainbow back up to a warrior two. Extend the left knee and heel toe the right knee, the right foot to shorten the distance. As you reach forward with your left hand, reach back with your right hip and rotate down for a triangle pose. Gaze is over to the right hand, reaching up towards the sky, and imagine you're back on an imaginary plane. Exhale, rise up, and rotate the foot, so your right foot so it's pointed forward. Your feet should be on two train tracks, pointed directly forward, hinging at the hip, micro bend in both knees, pyramid pose. Shoulders drawn away from the ears, and press your chest towards your thigh. Exhale, rise up. And step the right foot to meet the left. Extend the left foot backwards for a runner's lunge. You can drop that right knee. Rise up for a half crescent, half moon crescent. Right knee at 90 degrees. Micro bend in the left knee. Not dumping in the lower back, but tucking in that pelvis. Rotate the left foot and point the left foot towards the left side of your mat. Root down on the outside edge of your left foot. Warrior two. Right knee at 90 degrees. Torso perpendicular with the earth. So if you feel like you're going too far forward, bring it back. And your gaze is over your right middle finger. Rotate over and place your right elbow on your right thigh. And shift your gaze over to your left hand. Tapping into the Ujjayi breath. Exhale, rotate, rainbow over. Placing your left hand on your left hamstring. And shifting your gaze over to your right hand. Rotate over. And place your right hand on the left side of your foot. Extend the left hand up to the sky. And imagine you're back on an imaginary plane, creating a long line of energy from the floor to the sky. Exhale, rotate back to a warrior two. Extend the right knee and heel toe that left leg to shorten the distance. As you reach forward with your right hand, shift back with your left hip and then drop down for a triangle pose. Return to center and rotate your feet so that your feet are on train tracks, both pointed forward. Exhale, hinging at the hip. Fold forward so that your chest is on your right thigh. And your feet are outside of your hands are outside of your right foot. Pyramid pose. Inhale, rise up. And bring the left foot to meet the right. Now make your way to the side of the mat. And put your feet slightly wider than hip width distance. Hands at heart center. And start to bend your knees and drop your hips. And then push your knees out with your elbows and push your elbows in with your knees, letting your heart shine. and keeping your gaze forward. Malasana. You can look towards the right. You can look towards the left. You can look down. You're even welcome to place a block underneath your pelvis. Place your hands on the mat and heel toe your feet wider until they're slightly pigeon-toed, pointed slightly inward. And you fold forward, hinging at the hip for a wide-legged forward fold. Grab the outside edge of your left ankle with your right hand. Bring your left hand up to the sky, shifting your gaze up towards it. Release the right hand, return to center. Now grab the right outside edge of your right ankle with your left hand. And shift your gaze up towards your right hand. Exhale, return to center. And hinging at the hip, rise up. Heel toe, your feet back together. Shake it out. Shake out the right leg. Shake out the left. Shake out the right arm. Shake out the left. Shake out the hips. Now return to the top of your mat and make your way into a mountain pose. Inhale. Raise your hands up and drop your hips back, bending at the knees for a chair pose. Place your fingertips together and exhale. Twist to the left, hooking your right elbow, your left knee, and twisting to the left, keeping both knees even, and avoid dumping in the right shoulder. Hands should be at heart center. Exhale, release. Bring the hands forward. Now hook the left elbow on the right knee and twist to the right. Excuse me, I'm a bit sweaty from this practice. Headphones are falling off. Practice is working. Exhale, release. Bring the hands up. Slowly come back down and roll over. And release the fingers. Give your knees a hug. And sit up for a staff pose. Here, keep the length between the ears and the shoulders. Long spine. Micro bend in the knees. And if you would like, reach forward to touch your toes. But avoid rounding at the back. And see how far you can go. Make your way onto your back. Raise your legs to the sky. Palms facing up. And rise up for a boat pose. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Release. Inhale, rise up. 5 breaths. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Inhale back up to a staff pose. And bend your right knee. Bring it over across the top of your left. Place your right arm back. And hook the left elbow on the outside edge of your right knee. And shift your gaze over to your right shoulder. Exhale, release the grip. Bring the right foot over. Extend the right foot. Bend the left leg. Bring the right foot over. The left foot over. With your right elbow, hook across your left knee. And shift your gaze over to your left shoulder. Remember Ujjayi breath. Release the right arm. Bring over the left leg. Extend the left leg. Fall back down. And press both feet onto the ground. Stacked underneath your knees. Extend the right leg. Fold it over your left thigh. reach through the window, interlace your fingers, and pull back on your left hamstring, keeping your right elbow on your right thigh to create separation and space. Option to use a wall if your space allows it, and you place your left foot on the wall, and you hook your right ankle on your left thigh. And you should feel this stretch in your right hip. Release the right leg, extend it. Bend the left leg. Place the left ankle on the right thigh. And this is a reverse pigeon. Extend the right leg. And return to center. Place your palms facing down towards the earth. Stack your feet underneath your knees. And press against the mat with your feet, raising your hips towards the sky. And then interlace your fingers beneath your back, keeping both thighs pointed forward. And then you drop your chin towards your sternum. Release the grip. Unhook your shoulders, raise your heels, and slowly articulate your back down to the mat from your upper, your middle, finally your lower back. Repeat one more time. Raise the hips, interlace the fingers. Release the grip, unhook the shoulders, raise the heels. Slowly articulate back down to the mat, finally pressing your lower back against the mat. Bend your knees and place your elbows inside of your knees. And grab the outside edges of your feet and rock back into a happy baby. Grounding the tailbone and grounding the shoulders. Push against your hands with your feet and pull against your feet with your hands, which will create the hip and hamstring stretch. Welcome to rock side to side, massaging the lower back. Release the happy baby. Grab a block. Lift your hips up and place it underneath your tailbone. Place your hands flat on the mat and extend the legs upward. To let all the old blood flow down from your legs using gravity. And allowing more blood to flow towards your brain. Breathe easily here. Breathe passively. Deep inhale through the nose. Deep exhale through the nose. Exhale, bend the knees. Bring the feet to the mat. Raise the hips. Remove the block. And allow your body to melt onto the mat. Let your feet fall as they may. Let your hands and arms fall as they may. Think of a pleasant place, a natural place, a place that makes you feel at ease. Relax your breathing. Allow your body to soak up all this new medicine. Allow the new blood to settle. Allow the pranayama to flow. Begin to wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Bring your senses back to your extremities. Raise your knees up, bent at 90 degrees, with a 90-degree angle at your hip. And shift over to your left side, extending the right arm up and resting your head on your left bicep. For the fetal posture. Imagine yourself as a baby about to be reborn. Place your right palm down in front of your face. Push against the earth to prop yourself up and return into a Sukhasana posture. Lengthen the spine. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Bring your hands to heart center. Slowly start to open the windows of your eyes. Tapping back into your surroundings. Feel the cold, feel the warmth. See all the different colors. Hear all the different noises. Taste the sweet, taste the salty. Embrace the yin and the yang. After your next inhale, I invite you to a collective Om, starting with a nice wide mouth and ending with a full of vibration. Inhale, fill the belly, the ribs and the chest. Om. Namaste, guys, and thank you for letting me lead your practice today. Have a nice day.